Ever wonder what would happen if the mythical creatures from ancient legends were real? I mean, really real, with bones, muscles, and a need to eat and survive. Today, we re-diving deep into the biology of two of the most iconic hybrids, the Centaur and the Minotaur. We'll break down their anatomy, figure out how they move, what they'd eat, and ultimately, which one stands a better chance of survival in a biological showdown. So, let's get ready for a mythical mashup of epic proportions. First up, the Centaur, half human, half horse. Right off the bat, we've got a hexapod dilemma, a six-limbed vertebrate. This creature would need a truly bizarre skeleton. Imagine two separate rib cages, one human and one equine, connected by an elongated, reinforced spine. To pump blood through this massive body, the Centaur would almost certainly need two hearts, or one gigantic, incredibly powerful one. This double heart theory suggests a complex circulatory system, with one heart servicing the human torso and head, and the other powering the massive horse body. Now, let's talk about movement. Picture a human torso trying to stay upright on a galloping horse's back. The core strength required would be absolutely immense. The spine connecting the two halves would need to be both incredibly strong and flexible, acting like a super stabilizer to prevent the human part from flopping around like a ragdoll. And how do you fuel this thing? The digestive system is a huge puzzle. A human mouth and esophagus would struggle to process enough grass to power a horse's body. A more likely scenario is that centaurs would need to be omnivores, consuming high-energy foods like nuts, fruits, and meat to supplement their grazing, making their digestive tract a strange hybrid of a human's and a horse's. It's a logistical nightmare, but fascinating to think about. Next, let us enter the labyrinth and examine the Minotaur, a human body with the head of a bull. The first major issue is the head itself. A bull's head is massive and incredibly heavy. For a human cervical spine to support that weight, the neck muscles would need to be enormous, and the vertebrae would have to be fused or radically reinforced. We're talking about a neck thicker than a bodybuilder's thigh, just to keep the head from slumping forward. This structural change would severely limit its neck mobility, making it difficult to look around quickly. But this unique anatomy also grants some advantages, especially in a dark, enclosed space like a labyrinth. A bull's head comes with enhanced senses. The larger nasal cavity would give the Minotaur an exceptional sense of smell, perfect for tracking prey or intruders in the dark. The placement and size of its ears would also provide superior hearing, allowing it to detect the faintest footsteps echoing through stone corridors. And what about its diet? The Minotaur is famously carnivorous. A muscular, human-sized body combined with the powerful jaw and grinding molars of a bull will require a massive caloric intake. This beast would need to hunt constantly. The metabolic cost would be huge, making it an aggressive, relentless predator out of sheer necessity. It wouldn't just be monstrous. It would be perpetually hungry. So who wins in a battle for survival? It all comes down to their environment and combat style. Centaurs are built for the open plains. Their horse body gives them incredible speed and endurance, making them masters of long-distance travel and hit-and-run tactics. They could use ranged weapons like bows and javelins, striking from afar and galloping away before an enemy could close the distance. They are the cavalry of the mythical world, thriving in open spaces where their mobility is their greatest weapon. The Minotaur, on the other hand, is a creature of enclosed spaces. Its limited neck movement and lack of pure speed would be a huge disadvantage in an open field. But in a forest, a cave, or its legendary labyrinth, it becomes a terrifying force of nature. Its raw power, thick hide, and devastating horns would make it an unstoppable juggernaut in close-quarters combat. The Minotaur's strategy is simple: corner its prey and overwhelm it with brute strength. It's a specialist, perfectly adapted to a specific claustrophobic environment. A fight between them would depend entirely on the battlefield. In a field, the Centaur runs circles around the Minotaur. In a maze, the Centaur gets cornered and gored. So, what's the final verdict? Which hybrid is more viable? Biologically, both are a beautiful mess. The Centaur's double body system presents enormous challenges for digestion and internal anatomy. The Minotaur's top-heavy design is a structural engineering puzzle. But that's precisely why these creatures fascinate us. They push the boundaries of biological imagination. If I had to choose the most likely to survive in a wider range of environments, I'd lean slightly towards the Centaur. Its mobility and potential for tool use give it a slight edge in adaptability. But let's be honest, the sheer, terrifying power of the Minotaur in its element is undeniable. These designs persist not because they're practical, but because they represent a powerful fusion of human intellect and animal instinct. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into mythical biology, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. See you next time.